Okay, so in this video and in this whole section, I'm going to talk about beating the competition as we talk about, building your store and doing some of the things that a lot of the stores aren't doing to help you stand out and generate those sales. So we're going to go over that in this video, okay, and how you can set yourself apart. So setting yourself up for success, and success is no accident. Now, high quality wins, and there's such an importance of having a high quality store. So, quality is never an accident. It's always a result of intelligent effort, and it's going to take time to have a quality store, but that's going to help you so much in the long run. Now, you need to be the Tesco and Walmart, not the local corner store or newsagents. Now, for those who may be in the US, of course, you know what Walmart is. For those who are in the US and don't know what Tesco is, basically, it's just a UK version of Walmart. It sells pretty much everything, but they have a very strong brand. They have branches all across the UK. Again, with Walmart, there's Walmart branches across the states, but they have a very strong brand. When you see the Walmart logo, you know exactly what it is you're getting. So with your store, you need to be branded in that type of way. You don't want to be a shoddy little store, or the little store, the little newsagents. You want to be that big brand, the big general store that has the brand attached to it, because it's going to help you stand out. Now, spend time crafting a brand for your store. It's easy to get a store knocked up and put out, in a matter of days, a matter of hours. Actually, you can get a shoddy looking store up in a matter of hours, okay? But it's not going to help you in the long run. And you're going to spend more time wondering, why your store isn't converting, why you're not making any sales, than if you actually put the time in to have a store which is looking professional right from the off. So actually spend time crafting a brand for your store. Now, set yourself apart. Customers are very savvy, and there are other stores offering the same products. You got to remember this. Now, of course, we're doing drop shipping here, and this course is mainly about drop shipping and, of course, e-commerce. But if you're drop shipping products and sourcing from AliExpress, a lot of the same people still have the access to those products. So what's going to set you apart is your stores. Now, if you're purchasing a product and you see it on two different stores, one store looks very shoddy, no trust badges, not really, it doesn't really give you confidence, and then the other store is very clean, looks professional, pictures look professional, trust badges and stuff like that. Which one are you going to go to? You're going to go to the one which is a lot more professional, okay? And that's what you need to be doing. You need to set yourself apart, because customers nowadays are very savvy, and they will be seeing the same products, elsewhere and on different stores. So make sure that you actually give off a fantastic first impression. High quality stores can help you get a higher conversion rate, and like I mentioned, when customers are landing on your store, they're going to be in that consideration process. Like I've mentioned, remove as much friction as you possibly can, and one of the frictions, of course, is a store that doesn't look trustworthy, a store that just doesn't look professional. And of course, the higher quality your store actually looks, then the higher conversion rate you're going to have. Now, high quality stores will decrease your bounce rate, and when customers do land on your store, if it looks terrible, they will just click out. It's just simple as that. So you want to try and lower that bounce rate as much as possible. Think about it yourself. When you're searching for a product, if you head over to a website and it looks naff, 9 times out of 10 you click off and trying to find a website that looks a little bit more trustworthy. So that's what I'm trying to convey across in this slide. So how can you actually stand out? So here are some points I'm going to help you with to help you actually, get that high quality store. So the first thing is a logo. Now, get a professional logo created by a designer or someone who can design. Now, you may be a person who can design yourself, or you've got design skills. You can use Photoshop, you can use, other sorts of things. Just get one made yourself. It doesn't cost that much, okay? Fiverr, you can go to Fiverr, They cost literally $5, or you can find someone on Upwork. If you know how to use Photoshop, again, just download a template, download some fonts, or use Canva and just make a logo, but make it look professional. Don't just have, words or something like that. Try and have a professional looking logo, because it's going to go so far, and that is what's going to, the customers are going to be aligned to when they see that logo. Trust badges. Use the necessary trust badges to instill trust for your customers. I'm going to talk about trust badges a little bit more in another section, and where you should put them and where you should place them. But make sure you got trust badges, just so that it removes that friction. Customers actually feel, confident purchasing from your store, because you got to remember, you haven't got a massive brand. You're not a Tesco, you're not a Walmart, you don't have that brand power, but you have to try and instill, safety and security, so that the customers actually want to purchase from your site, because it's the first time they've ever heard of your store before. Now, your message, have a clear message that you can communicate to your customers. For example, we will never let you down. A no fuss money back guarantee, product warranties, all these sorts of things help remove the friction again. And having that message, on your store, I'm going to talk about these things as well a little bit later in the course, but having these things really remove the friction and help you stand out from other websites that don't offer these sorts of policies. Pages. So have the correct pages on your store as well. A lot of people don't like to have About Us, but you'll be surprised how many people actually go ahead and read the About Us page. So, get an About Us page on there. FAQs, okay? People are going to have commonly asked questions. So make sure you have what those are and the answers to them there and then. Your privacy policy, which you're going to need, your returns policy, and of course, you're going to have a contact page. And I'm going to talk about pages and all the necessary pages that you need. Pictures. Now, make sure you use clear pictures, clear professional pictures, that look pleasing, not ones that are just kind of, all cropped or, literally got watermarks on them and all these sorts of things. You need to have pictures that look fantastic and entice the customer to purchase. Brand. Now, have the same logos across all social media platforms. So, on your website, when you've got your page up and running, your Facebook page, you want them on there. If you do decide to open up an Instagram, have it on your Instagram, on your customer support as well, in the signature, make sure you have the logos in there. Any sort of dispatch emails, shipping confirmation emails, you want to be having your logos in there as well, so it's congruent across the whole board. And of course, colors. So use a color scheme that fits your brand, and of course, have this congruent throughout all of your brand's presence. So like I've mentioned, when you do have your logos across your emails, your Instagrams, your pages and stuff like that, make sure you're using the same colors that fit everything. So you want to be the Walmart and not the Tesco. You want to be the Walmart or Tesco, not the local corner store. And that is the main takeaway from this video. So next we're going to talk about coming up with a name for your store and how you can come up with a name. So I hope you got some value from this video, and I'll see you in the next video. I want to talk about helping you come up with a name. So let's get on with that. Now, naming your store, there's no such thing as the perfect name, and I'm going to try and help you out with coming up with a name and some ideas and how you can actually go about doing it. So do not overcomplicate, okay? Please do not overcomplicate. Just something catchy, simple, to the point just works the best. Now, do not stress or overcomplicate this process. I know that some people really get into a bit of a frenzy, when thinking of a name, or having to find this, this so-called perfect name. But believe me, it is not out there. So don't overcomplicate the process at all. Your store name doesn't have to be perfect. Like I've mentioned, there's no such thing as the perfect store name that is out there. So don't start getting, worked up, or if you can't find the name, or, stuff like that, things just aren't clicking. Don't start getting worked up. And I'm going to show you some things in the next slide to help you come up with a name really easy and really simply fast, and you'll have one in no time. So do not waste days trying to think of the ultimate name. Just take action. Just start cracking on with things. Okay. When you actually start your Shopify, your actual name doesn't have to be the domain name that you come up with. So just actually start doing that. Start building a website. Start getting things into practice, registering your Facebook and all those sorts of things. And then just start thinking of a name. Now, niche store names will take a little longer to create because, of course, they will need to be aligned with the niche. You can't just come up with luckygadgets.com or something like that. It has to have a little bit more thought behind it. So if you are going down the niche route, then yes, you will have to spend a little bit more time and crafting the domain name that you actually want to use. But if you are just going down a general store route, which I recommend if you're just getting up and running, then I'm going to show you now how to create a name. So how to name your store. Okay, well, this is the process that I go through. I select an anchor. Now, select an anchor word that you like the sound of. So for example, deals, project, gadgets, club. It could be any of one of those. There's loads of different things out there. But what you basically want to be doing is just selecting a anchor word, something that you want to, have in the domain, just one word and just anchor it. Then what you like to do is just use a generator. It's really simple. Let that do the work and let that bring you inspiration. So once you have an anchor word, then just use a generator to help you suggest words to make your store name. It's as simple as that. Think of an anchor word. An anchor word could be anything as general as whatever it may be. And then you just use a generator. Now, here are some key points to consider while using this process. So what you want to do is you want to make it easy to read. Okay, make sure it's of course in English and make sure it's not one of these abbreviated names or something stupid like that. Just keep it in plain English word and that is easy to read for the customer. If they need to return back to the website, they know what it is. It just rolls off their head. It's just a too simple word. Now I like to keep mine 2 or 3 words only. I don't think I own any domain names which have 3 words in, maybe 1 or 2, but most of the stores that I own all are just 2 names. So Lucky Deals or Gadgets Club or something like that. That's just an example. But 2 or 3 words. Don't make it as long as, don't go past 3 words. Always try to keep it as close to 2 as you possibly can. Now, third point, keep it branded with a logo. Now, you can have a name, but when you have that name, you should already have ideas of what the logo should look like instantly. What's going to happen is when you say it out loud, you're going to try and think of, a logo that would kind of fit that name. So you want it to be branded with a logo. Sounds good when spoken. So, it has to ring off the tongue. It has to be simple. Put it in English, not in any sort of foreign language. And that is good when spoken, like say Lucky Deals, or that's just an example, is really easy to say, really easy to remember, and it just sounds good when it's spoken. Isn't abbreviated or isn't in a foreign language. Now fifth point, it has to have the .com. Okay, you need to have the .com. If the .com isn't available, then I'm afraid you're gonna have to get a different domain name. Only because the .com is the most prominent, domain name out there, and you want to have the .com. A lot of people like .com websites. Yes, you can get .co and all those sorts of ones, but please avoid all those. So if you selected a name and for some reason you go to register it and the .com isn't available, don't then just get the .co.uk or whatever it may be. Just choose a different name. Finally, try to avoid hyphenated domains. And like I mentioned, if you do find that luckydeals.com isn't available, please don't go and register lucky-deals.com. Okay, so just try and keep the .com to as most, basically just go and find a .com domain name, without any hyphens inside of it. So these are the tools that I like to use. The top one, leandomainsearch.com, and the second one, shopify.co.uk tools/domain name generator. And I'm going to show you the first one now because it is a fantastic tool. So basically what you do is you then just put in a name. So let's just say we wanted gadgets. Click OK. What we can do here is we can sort by length, alphabetical, popularity, starts or ends with a search term. I generally just like to go with length because I only want 2 words. And you can either have it if it starts with it, so gadgets air or gadgets whatever, or you can have it with it something, so a word at the front and then gadgets. So we want something that ends in a term. So, you know, we've got over gadgets, dark gadgets, iron gadgets, you know, side gadgets, seed gadgets, spin gadgets, you know, and all these sorts of really good ones. So it'll really inspire you to, you know, pick up and find a name. You could just scroll all the way down. Again, if you scroll back up and you wanted it to ones to start with, then it will start doing it from the start. So gadget pods, gadgets air, gadgets jet. It doesn't work really with the word S in there, but as you can see, that's exactly how it works. So that is a fantastic website to use. So next, we're going to move on to actually opening up your Shopify account and getting things working and start building that high converting store. So I hope you got some value from this video, and I'll see you in the next one. What's going on, people? It's your boy, the beast of ecom, and this is just a short video because it's the first step in getting things all up and running. Now, of course, you need to open up your Shopify account, okay? And the first thing you need to do is I'm going to give you a link. There'll be a link somewhere around this video. I'm not sure where it will actually be, but it will be a link in this video for you to get your free 14-day Shopify trial. So again, no money down. It gives you 14 days, 2 weeks to mess about with Shopify, you know, get a feel for how things work through the course, you know, before actually selecting a plan. But you will need to select a plan before going live. I will cover which ones you need to select, but we'll cover that in a later video. But go ahead and get your Shopify trial all up and running, and I will show you how you can get things started on the inside. So what you need to do is literally just put in your email address, put in your password, put in your store name. Again, we've already mentioned about coming up with store names, so hopefully you've got one by now. If you haven't, then it's not a worry. You can still carry on with this part because this store name here is only for My Shopify. It's just going to give you a My Shopify domain name. It's not the actual one that you're going to go ahead and purchase. So yeah, make sure you just get this all up and running. Like I said, there will be a link, store name, and what it's going to do is it's going to give you a few different questions, put in your contact details for you to get all up and running with your first free account. Now, a lot of people always ask me, do I have to put in my real contact details? I would say yes. They're not visible to the public anyway, so you can just put in your real contact details. If you don't want to put in your real contact details, you're a little bit scared or whatever it may be, then feel free to put in something fake. But like I said, it doesn't really make much of a difference because it's not visible to the customer anyway. So go ahead, get your free 14-day Shopify trial account all up and running, and I will see you on the inside. Take care. Okay, so in this section, I'm going to be talking about theme selection, free themes, paid themes, what are the differences between the two, and my personal opinions and advice on the whole situation. So let's crack on with this one. Now, selecting a theme. The quote down there is, a theme will not dictate your success. Now, a free theme or a paid theme, what's the differences between the two? Okay, now a theme does not automatically increase your sales. Now, you do not need a paid theme to make sales on Shopify, and that is the flat out, raw, uncut truth and underlying statement for the whole of this video. Okay, anyone who says that you need to have a paid theme to make sales is flat out lying or flat out wrong. Okay, you don't need to have a paid theme to make sales on Shopify. It's as simple as that. Now, I generated thousands before I brought my first paid theme. When I got my first general store all up and running, I did just use a free theme, and then once I was generating money, generating income, I could use those profits to then go and purchase a paid theme, which I do use to this day. Now, a theme will not determine how successful you are. It's how you use it that matters. Now, you could be a fantastic marketer, and if you are, you're going to make sales on a free theme and you're going to make sales on a paid theme. Now, on the flip side, if you're an awful marketer, you're going to make, no sales on a free theme. And even if you've got a paid theme, you're still going to make no sales as well. The theme is just the tools. It's the user that makes the difference. So becoming better at marketing, you become better at using your tools. So it just determines about yourself and how good of a marketer you are rather than the theme itself. Now, free themes require more customization and optimization. They're free, they look fantastic, they're great, they're professional, and all these sorts of things. But of course, if you do want to do heavy conversion rate optimization on it, then yes, you may need to hire a developer to get certain things done because the customization is a little bit limited. But nevertheless, they're free, so we can't complain too much. Paid themes are pre-optimized and have a little bit more functionality, okay? And that's generally what you're paying for. You're paying for a developer to have kind of already done that customization work for yourself. They've done the conversion rate work, they've kind of tested it, they've added in apps and all these sorts of things to make it look cool, flashy and WYSIWYG. And that's generally where the bulk of your money is going towards. Now, here are some themes to use. I'm going to show you some free themes. These are the two that I recommend you to use because, Shopify give you more than just these two. They'll give you, about 8 or so. But these are the two that I recommend you take a look at and use because they are generally the best in my personal experience. And of course, there are some paid themes as well: Conversion, Shoptimized, Ella, and Retina as well. Now, they all vary in different prices. Feel free to check them out at your own time. I have personally used Shoptimized before, and I have personally used Ella before. Both fantastic themes. But let me just show you these two free themes right about now so you can see what they look like. So this is the Brooklyn theme, if we have a look. So very professional website. Again, this is one of the free ones. And if we have a look at a product, we can see what they look like, what the product page looks like. Again, we have a look on mobile. Very professional, okay? So don't be put off by it just saying that it's free, that it's just going to be ugly and, not worth the time. This is the Venture one that I mentioned. Again, very professional. If you view a product. Again, product page, and on mobile, again, looks fantastic. So they're the free themes. Now, to install a theme, what you want to do is, if you want to head over to online store and then click themes, and we'll have a look at our store now. We've got the debut theme on there, which is the pure basic one that you'll get. And as you can see, very basic, of course. So to get the Venture theme or the Brooklyn theme or whichever one you want to choose, you just want to head down to explore free themes, and here are all the different options that you can get. There's the Venture one, they've got different ones here. There's the Brooklyn one, there's the minimal one, and if you click on it, it will give you different styles as well. So we can have this style, that style, or this style. I'm just going to go for this style, and then you just click add. So you click, once you're ready, you just click add Venture. And then what will happen is it will add it down here into like you've penned in sort of themes. Now you can customize this prior to putting it live, which is what you would do generally if you were using a new, if you already had a store and wanted to use a new theme so that you could put it live with all the customizations. We haven't run any traffic, so we're just going to put this live straight away. So actions and then publish. Click publish. You can see we've got Venture now. So if we then refresh this, we're then going to see that now we've got our theme all looking very well and looking good. Okay, so that is how you install a theme. Now, if you're just getting started out, just use a free theme, okay? Start with a free theme, make some sales, then feel free to pay for a paid theme. But that is my personal advice on what I recommend you should go out with. So coming up next, we're going to talk about the domain name setup and hooking up a domain to your website so it looks very professional. So I hope you got some value from this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, so now what we need to do is register a domain name for our website. Hopefully you've, in the section of coming up with the name, you've got a name now, you know what you actually want to call it, and purchase a domain so that we can link it. So what you want to do is you want to head on to online store and then scroll down to domains. If we then click domains, it's going to ask us to, it will look like this, sorry. And what it will do is it will say that we obviously got our gadget.my Shopify one. You can connect a existing domain if you've registered one elsewhere via GoDaddy or whatever it may be. You just have to click on that and go through all of the instructions. But for ease and simplicity, we're just going to purchase a new domain right now. Now, when I last done this, Gadget Dart was actually taken, so I'm just going to come up with a new name. Like I said, it doesn't matter what the My Shopify one is, so I'm just going to call it Gadget Noble. See if we can purchase that. Yeah, click buy. Then of course it's going to come up with all the details, auto renew if you want to. I'm just going to click no on this one, and then you just want to purchase this domain. And there we go. So as you can see, we've got to verify the email address, and that's all then being set up. And it's as simple as that. Now that we've got it all registered and you've verified your email address, all you want to do now is quickly just click on change primary domain and change that to www. And click save. And there we go. Simple. Okay, so let's talk about branding your store. And we're going to talk about like how you can actually start to build a brand and build that high quality store, some of the staples that you need to have in place. And we're going to run over those things now. So how to brand your store. Products are made in a factory, but brands are created in the mind. Now, be the Walmart and not the corner store. I've mentioned this previously before. Even though you are having a general dropshipping store, if that's what you go down, or even if you're using a niche store, you have to be the Walmart, okay? You have to be that big brand. You have to make it seem like you are a very professional company, okay? And that's what's going to help you stand out from the rest. Now, a high quality branded store is necessary to stand out from your competition, which I've already mentioned. And it's 100% necessary that you take the time to build your website. Now, use a color scheme that resonates or is consistent with your logo. Now, I'm going to show you how to create a logo. I'm going to show you what different colors actually mean and what are some, because different colors have different, emotions are tied to it. But you want to make sure that everything is congruent and everything resonates together. Now, keeping your branding consistent across all channels, including your email signatures, confirmation emails, and email marketing. So, you want to be keeping these things all the same. Whatever colors that you're using on your website, use it in your email signatures, use it in your emails, your dispatched emails, confirmation emails, and all those sorts of things. You want to be keeping everything congruent and together. Look at other dropshipping stores for inspiration. Which colors do they use? Have a look at their store. What colors are their logo? What color is their store? What color is their theme? And then take a look and see what color is their add to cart button, their checkout button, and use all of those sorts of things as inspiration. Which of them look wow? Which of them would make you want to purchase if you saw a product on their page? All these sorts of things, and that's how you can draw inspiration from other dropshipping stores. Now, take your time to craft your store instead of just running traffic to a poorly made one. Now, I think I've made this quite clear, okay? You just don't want to have a really bad, crap, one that's been rushed made, Don't try and do that, okay? Try and take your time with building your website because it's going to help you in the long run. Now, colors, and what do they mean? Because colors actually mean something. They have different feelings. They invoke different feelings. Now, orange is friendly, creates a call to action. It's very cheerful and it's relaxing. Now, which main companies use orange? I'm sure you're aware of Amazon, AliExpress, even sometimes eBay. These colors use, orange as their main color, and it is a fantastic color, and I have used it on previous websites before. Blue is very much a safety color, security, trustworthy, dependable, will not let you down. Very strong and bold a blue color is. Now, what type of businesses are using that? For example, BMW, Dell, HP, Oral-B, VW. These sorts of companies are big, reliable. You seem to assume, Dell to be very fantastic when it comes to computers. HP, again, fantastic when it comes to computers. BMW, reliable, German engineering. That they're not going to let you down if you purchase a BMW. Oral-B, when you think about electric toothbrushes, Oral-B is the main thing that is running the show. So blue is another fantastic color to use. Green is very much about health, acceptance. It's a very friendly color as well. Shows growth, proceed forward. Which sort of companies use the green? Starbucks, think of Spotify, and even, Shopify use the green color as well. Yellow. Now, yellow is attention grabbing. It's energetic, helpful, dependable. And the sort of companies that use yellow as a company, think of Nikon, DHL, McDonald's. They grab your attention. They're really, energetic companies. Red. Now, red is exciting, it's bold, it's striking, it's a powerful color, and of course is youthful. Think about some of the companies that use red. Virgin is a very dynamic company. Coca-Cola used the red. It's very striking. As soon as you see red on the bottle, you instantly kind of know it's Coca-Cola. Nintendo as well. So these are some of the things that colors can use, and really try and think about these color schemes. And once you pick one, try to stick to it, and be congruent throughout your website and everything else of your online presence. Now, here's a little bit of a value bomb. You can use green, orange or blue as your add to cart button or buy it now button. I tend to use green as my add to cart or buy it now button, or orange or blue, one of those, and I like it to be a different color from my color scheme just to make it stand out. But these are the three main colors that I use for my add to cart buttons. Now, for scarcity, if you're going to highlight something to say only 50% off, only 50% left, limited stock and stuff like that, use the color red, because it it helps evoke, it's powerful, it stands out, and it just punches you right in the face. And that's what you want to do with the scarcity. So let's move on to creating a store logo. Okay, now the simpler the better. Keep it simple, stupid. Okay, don't try and overcomplicate things when it comes to creating a logo. Now, your logo doesn't have to be complex or intricate. You don't have to try and come up with the next weird and wacky concept. It doesn't have to be the next Nike logo. Again, you're not looking for the next Adidas or LV logo or anything like that. You just need something really simple. Now, what I generally prefer is the store name, okay, in a certain type font, along with just an emblem as the logo. That's what I like to do. So I always like to have the store name and then a logo, like an emblem of some sort at the end of it. And I'll show you what I mean really shortly. Now, you can use Canva. There's a few ways to actually create logos now. So you can use canva.com to create a free logo. I'll show you how to use Canva. You will have to pay if you want to for additional features and for transparent backgrounds and stuff like that. But you can use Canva if you've got no sort of design experience whatsoever. What I personally recommend you to do is use Fiverr.com And if you're not a designer and want a professional logo made, just jump onto Fiverr. You can have a professional designer knock you up 2 or 3 different designs, and they'll cost you literally, $5 to $30, $5 to $15, depending on, your negotiation skills or what the person wants to, offer their service for. But generally what I would recommend, if you're not a designer and don't want to waste valuable time, I just want to let the professionals do it, is just get someone on Fiverr to do that for yourself. Now, if you have limited design skills and you want to create one yourself, you can use something called logo.com and download like a PSD for the emblems, and find a font on dafont.com that you like and just create your own logo. That is what I generally do. I've got a little bit of skill on Photoshop, so what I like to do is generally just try to create it myself. If I know what I actually want, I can just do that and knock that up in a matter of seconds. Now, if you're already a professional designer, of course, or you got design skills, then feel free, of course, to completely create your own. Don't worry about getting someone else to do it. So I'm going to show you how to use Canva now, just really quickly, and just show you, how easy it is to actually, knock something up. So this is Canva here. And let's just try, they give you all these things down here. There's different elements as well that you can use. Some things are free, like I mentioned. Other things you do have to pay for, like if you wanted a transparent background, that I think you have to pay for that. But let's just pick a font, okay, and let's just get rid of that and get rid of that. And in here, I'm just going to put in the store name. Like that. And let's just change this to a different color. Let's go with the blue. And you can change these colors to anything you want, okay? And now if you just want an emblem of some sort, let's see what they've got. Let's take something like this. Put that there. Move that over like that, stick that there. Let's change this to that blue color that we used. Let's see if they've got any, let's go to, ticks. So we can use this tick here. Put it in the middle like that, turn it white. So there, I've knocked that up in a matter of literally seconds. I mean, it's not completely professional, but that is what I mean by having your name, your store name, and then having a little logo to accomplish it, to accompany it, to put it to kind of tie it all together. That's what I generally like to do. So as you can see, I've literally just knocked that up in a matter of seconds. And you can either do that or just use Fiverr, which I recommend as well. So next we're going to talk about the pages that you need to have on your store. So I hope you got some value from this video, and I'll see you in the next one. What I'm going to talk about in this video is the pages that your store needs. There are some certain pages that your store has to have on them. So let's talk about those. So pages and page creation. Now, the pages that you need to have, like I mentioned, there are some that you just have to have on your store. So let's talk about those. First and foremost, you need a About Us page. You have to have it. And on the About Us page, you want to be talking about who you are. What is it you sell? What is it you stand for? What's your brand message? Okay, that's what you need to have on the About Us. And believe you me, people actually read the About Us page. And a lot of people seem to think, why have I even got it there now? Why is it even, why is it needed? Well, you'll be surprised how many people actually read an About Us page. So you need to have one on your store. Secondly, FAQs, okay? This attempts to answer the common questions that a customer has before they email you. So in your FAQs, you want to be putting together, common questions that people always asking, such as, where is my product? How long does delivery take? Where is my tracking number? I only received one product and when I ordered two. All these sorts of things that you want to be putting in your FAQs just to try and minimize the amount of customer support, so you nip it in the bud there, and then when a customer goes to the FAQs, their question is already answered on there, so they don't have to send in an email. Contact us page. Now, of course, you have to have a contact us page, a form that allows customers to contact you with questions and queries. Now, although you will be using your FAQs page to try and eliminate that as much as possible, people will still want to get in touch and still ask questions. So you have to have a contact us page, mainly in the main headers bar as well. Return policy. So you want to inform customers how they can actually return a product. Now, these can be auto-generated by Shopify, and I'm going to show you how you can do that a little later. Privacy policy. Now, of course, you need to have a privacy policy, all to do with GDPR. It's basically how you collect data on what you do with it, how it's stored. GDPR is massive now, of course, came into effect this year. So all stores that are marketing in the EU or have EU customers have to abide by GDPR law, and they had to update their privacy policies. I'll talk about a little bit more in GDPR in another section, but again, this can still be auto-generated by Shopify. Terms of service. This is the legal statement of a customer. This is the legal statement a customer enters when browsing and purchasing from your site. The rules and regulations of, the actual transaction itself. So you have to have one of these on your store, generally in the footer. And again, this is auto-generated by Shopify as well. And finally, collections. Collections is basically a page of all of your related products in one place. So let's say, for example, you've got a cooking collection or a cat collection, a dog collection, whatever it may be. It just helps you direct traffic, and a customer can go directly to that collection and have a look at those things. It's generally how to separate up your niches that you're selling in. So let's talk about the About Us page. Now, the About Us page, customers will visit your About Us page, so make a good impression, okay? Now, a brief introduction on who you are and what your website sells is always kind of, the basics, and pretty much is sufficient. What is the brand message? What have you constructed? What is the brand message that you've constructed? I know if you're running a general store, then it's going to be more about, we source the finest products at the best price, pass the best price on to you, and all those sorts of things. If you're running a niche store, you're going to have to think about it a little bit better, a little bit more, about the actual brand and connecting with the people inside of that niche. Why should they actually buy from your store and not anywhere else? You want to be talking about the prices that you can, and the sheer quality of service that you can offer. That's what you want to be putting in there as well. For general stores, how do you offer the best prices and services? Like I've mentioned, you want to be making sure that you are the industry experts at sourcing top quality products at the cheapest price. And of course, you want to link to your contact form page on there, or a contact email as well, just so that customers can read that and can get in contact with yourself if they have any questions. Now, this is a little value bomb tip that I like to use. I like to just go and find a royalty-free team picture on any sort of Google. You can just Google royalty-free pictures and just get a picture of a team group together, just to bring it to life, and not an obvious looking one, but one that makes it look like you're a team, okay? And you can stick that in there on your About Us page. FAQs page. Now, you use this to answer customers' questions before they email you. Now, of course, it helps cut down your customer service emails. The less customer service emails you get, the less stress for your yourself when you're starting out, and of course your your VAs, because eventually you're going to outsource it, the less work that they have to do, which is better for yourself. Add in common questions that you get from customers. You're going to get questions, and over time you're going to know what these are. So some common questions that I always recommend, and what customers generally get in contact with my team for. How do I get in contact with you? How do I check the status of my order? How long does shipping take? Why have I only received one product when I've ordered two? And do you ship internationally? So these are some ones that you can put on there. Contact us page. This is where customers will get in contact with yourself, of course. Now, your theme will have a built-in contact form, so no need to worry about that. You just select it, and you generally want it in your main header as well. Now, they are impersonal because they are kind of like the form and not an email. People generally don't really like the contact form, and they are impersonal, but they are the best way rather than just giving people an email, and they look obviously a lot more better on your store. Now, always state how long it will take for you to respond. Okay, generally just put, please allow 1 to 2 business days for a response. That's generally the best and what I recommend. If you're 1 to 2 days is okay, and business days as well. It means that it gives you the weekend as well to chill out and relax and stuff like that. Now, returns privacy policy, terms of service pages. Now, these are a must in order to be legal, like I mentioned with GDPR and e-commerce law. You need to have these on your page. Again, Shopify, and Facebook. If you haven't got these on your homepage, then and you're running traffic from Facebook, they generally do not like it and can flag your account. So make sure you do have these pages on before running traffic to your store. Just put them in your footer. I'm going to show you later on how to do your navigation links and stuff like that. But just put them in your footer so that they're out of the way. Now, Shopify can generate these for yourself. I'll show you how to do it in a next video, but you can literally just get these and generate them yourself, tweak and edit a few things, but there's no need to stress about getting them made because Shopify does it all for you. Now, and finally, a collections page. Okay, use these to organize your products. Now, remember when I talked about having a professional website? A well-organized store makes it easier for customers to navigate. Now, this could, of course, increase the likelihood of customers purchasing more than one product. If they can navigate really easily and they can, they're interested in a cat product and see that you've got a cat collection, it's really easy for them just to click on the cat collection, add more products to their cart and then check out, rather than scrolling all through your website if it's completely messy and stuff is all over the place. Generally 3 to 5 collections is generally enough. You don't need to go overboard with the collections. I generally tend to keep it to about 3 to 5 collections. Now, here's an example for a general store. Okay, you may have your beauty collection, you may have a cooking collection, gadgets, you may have a cat collection, like I mentioned. Just generally put in products together in a collection that all fit together. Now, for a niche example, let's say, for example, you've got a cat store. What you'd then be doing is obviously grouping the products itself. So putting the products into collections, so such as jewelry, so cat jewelry. You'd have cat clothing, cat gadgets, cat toys, and those sorts of things. So next, I'm actually going to show you how to create a page and how to create a collection as well. So all in action. So I hope you got some value from this video, and I'll see you in the next one.